There have been a lot of videos, I've been seeing a lot of videos of women catching their boyfriends and their husbands cheating on them and following them on apps, or, basically documenting the whole thing, confronting them and getting the side piece and calling them up and all of this. At first I was like, is this really happening? Is this really real? Because a lot of them, they do seem staged. It's just too convenient. The camera's always there. It's always at the right angle. The husband or the boyfriend never sees the camera. Or they do, and they just keep talking and giving up tapes on themselves. But then there are some that do come off as real reactions. You see the woman crying. Certain things that make you think, this is really going on. So it's all just very interesting to me. And number one, I just wonder sometimes, I know that I'm different. I'm very different. But to put everything out there on Front Street, whether your husband or your boyfriend is cheating, that's huge. You know what I mean? I would never even think of doing anything like that per se. I guess if you're trying to out him and embarrass him to his family and you want to put it out, I don't know. I think that was one of the reasons behind one of the videos. I think she actually said that. But if you have kids, then that would be hurtful for them too. There's an old saying that whatever happens in the home stays in the home. And that's sort of how I feel as far as the whole cheating situation. To put a story out there like that, it gives people access to a part of your life that they should not have access to. I've already done a video where I talked about, how a lot of things are not necessarily for the public view. It's not for public consumption, or it shouldn't be, because it gives people, it makes them feel emboldened to weigh in. You're trying to out him to his family, but it's hurting your family as well, your nuclear family. Especially if you have kids, if he has a job. Well, hopefully he does have a job. But you know what I mean? It's just a bad look, because some things should just be handled behind closed doors. You just never know what kind of ramifications can come along with all of that. And especially if you're doing this as a skit. If you are doing this and this isn't even real and you're just doing this for views and yada, 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 unless you gave your family a heads up, say, hey, this isn't really going on, we just putting on a show so that we can get some coins and some views, then that's one thing. But people are going to believe what they see. I just can't imagine putting anything out there like that, whether it's true or not. Cheating is a very personal thing. You know what I mean? It involves a lot of emotions. There was one woman, she basically put everything out there, and she was crying on camera and begging for him back, and she couldn't understand how this happened, and we just got married. And meanwhile, the comments below, a lot of them were sympathetic. But being that she had basically put her whole thing online, as far as when they got married, and I think they took a cruise somewhere and this and that, and they, did different things. They pointed out how in those videos, they knew all along, because he wasn't interested. He didn't seem interested in her. And whenever she talked, he would look away or look disinterested or would interrupt or just say nothing, just be uninvolved. And I'm sure that hurt her feelings as well. People commenting on her marriage, saying that she should have known, because we knew just by looking at the clips that you put up. How could you not know? But a lot of these videos, like I said, they're circulating online, and I just wonder what people are thinking. I understand being upset. I understand being hurt and resentful and wanting to call them out. Yeah, I understand the emotional roller coaster ride that you can go on when you find out that your partner, your husband, your boyfriend has cheated on you, has basically lied to you, thinking that you were the only one. Meanwhile, you are not. So I understand all that, but to seek out revenge on that person, not only by trying to out them, but also some women have gone as far as to do tit for tat. So there are a couple of videos where they call out the women, and they're like, it's almost a call to arms to basically, if you get cheated on, then you cheat on him. And there were a couple of women that talked about that, how they found out their boyfriend or spouse was cheating. And so they went out and they they had an affair. And then they came back and, brought it in his face and bragging about this one clip of a woman. They're married. And again, I'm just going off of what was shown. I didn't get into the background and whether this was actually true or not. But she was up there, defending herself, saying, well, you cheated first, so this is what I did. And he got upset. He's the one off camera, but he put her on camera. And he's basically asking, who was it? Asking for details. And she just went on to say, well, you did it first, and yada, yada, yada. There's another clip where girl, she just out and out said, yeah, I did this and I did that because my man did this. And now, what's he going to do about it now? Like puffing up her chest, really thinking that she did the daggone thing by laying up with somebody else. Yeah, I don't get that. The whole tit for tat, the bad for bad, you don't do bad for bad. If it was wrong for him to cheat, then it's wrong for you to cheat. And how are you one-upping him by putting yourself out there, making yourself look bad, hooking up with somebody that you don't even particularly care for, or maybe you do, but doing that to get back at him? How is that getting back at him? You're thinking that you're hurting his feelings, and maybe you are, but you're hurting yourself in the interim. You are not solving the problem. If the issue is trying to heal a wound that was created, you don't pour more salt on the wound. And I'm looking at this girl telling this story, and again, it just seemed like this forced satisfaction on her face, and that he was going to get a taste of his own medicine. I don't see how that solves anything. First of all, when you're dealing with infidelity, when you're dealing with someone who is undisciplined and who would do things that would hurt you, then you're dealing with someone who really they're not emotionally connected. They're not emotionally connected to you. They may say so, but their actions say otherwise. There's a disconnect there somewhere. Something that needs to be fixed. And doing bad for bad is not going to fix it. On top of that, what is the result you're trying to get? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you're as untrustworthy or you are as undisciplined and uncaring as he is? I don't understand revenge cheating. I really don't. Because opening yourself up to somebody else physically hurts you more than it hurts the person you're trying to hurt, or maybe the same, but the whole point is that it doesn't help. It doesn't heal. It doesn't make you feel any better. You may think it makes you feel better, but it doesn't make you look any better. Using your body as a tool, as a weapon, as a get back weapon, so he can realize what he has done and how it feels, and therefore be a better man to you, and then commit to you because now he knows how it feels. It's a pretty big gamble to put your life on the line, to put your body on the line, to teach someone a lesson. I mean, cheating has a very foul stench, and it lingers. And so with couples that happen to stay together after cheating, somehow, some way, it always comes up. Whether it is, someone on the phone a little bit longer or laughing a little bit harder than they should, and then you getting suspicious, or, something comes up and you guys are arguing about something, and then, the other person brings it up just out of the blue. It may have nothing to do with what you guys are arguing about. It has a way of rearing its ugly head at different times in the relationship. And so you really have to wonder, if you are with someone who has cheated on you, and you feel so angry and so bad, especially multiple times you can forget it. Like, I don't even understand that. We're not staying together. One time, whatever. If you are with someone who has cheated on you, why do you want to even extend or expend the extra energy in trying to get back at them? Either you guys are going to solve the problem, solve the miscommunication, solve and figure out where there is a disconnect, or you're not. You don't solve a problem by adding another problem to the problem. You solve the problem by addressing it head on, honestly and directly, and have a due date for the end result. If he can't love you enough to stay faithful to you, then why would you put your body in danger and risk your health, your reputation, your mind, your mental state, your emotional state? Why would you risk that all just to get back at somebody who doesn't even have you at top of mind. Especially nowadays with everything going on as far as diseases and this and that stuff you can't even get rid of. You can't get a shot for, you can't take a pill for. Why would you open yourself up to something like that for someone or over someone who does not care enough about you to be true to you? Also, that's giving him way too much power. Anybody that's going to make you go outside of yourself and do something that is not in your best interest, that person is not your person. If you are up here thinking of doing things to yourself to get back at him and make him feel some type of way that he didn't feel in the first place, you're forcing a situation that you probably should not be in. You're playing a high stakes game, gambling with yourself, hoping to get a big payback. If someone is cheating on me, and y'all know me, if someone is cheating on me and I found out, 9 times out of 10, we not together no more. It's just that simple. Now I know when you're married, you have kids, there's vows involved, and I know there's a whole big rumbling over that because people like to look at the Bible and say that, well, you should be married no matter what, and this and that. No, even the Bible allows for divorce, for an uncoupling, if you have broken your vows, if you have broken the covenant. Because when you get married, it's not only between he and she, but it's he, she, and him. So when you break your vows to your spouse, you're breaking your vows with God, and you are allowed a divorce on that. Now, what you do with that is up to you. If you choose to stay in the relationship and work it out and, pray over it and, hope that the person changes and, go to counseling, and that's all fine and good. That's your personal choice because every relationship is different. But God does allow you to leave if the person has already left, if they have broken the vows of the marriage. That's why when that covenant has been broken and you have bonded with someone else outside of the marriage, that is a huge thing. We done prepared, we dated, we done prepared, we said we're going to forsake everybody else, we done walked down the aisle, we just spent some, a little bit of coins. We presented ourselves to our families and friends that, hey, we all together. Then you going to tiptoe and go out and do something crazy like that and share yourself with somebody else, and then slip back to me not telling me nothing, but I find out somehow, some way, or even if you did tell me, let's say you did tell me, say, hey, this happened. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I don't think that I could do it because it'll always be lingering somewhere, some way. I'm not built that way. I'm just not. And I'm not going to revenge, I'm not going to seek revenge in no type of way either, because at this point I am resigned. I have folded my cards and I am ready to move on. It's easier to say, I understand, there are nuances, there's intricacies and, things invested in a relationship over time. But I can honestly only speak for me that my mind, I would have divested all interest at that point. That doesn't work for me. And I'm not putting my body on the line to show you what for and all this other stuff. No. I am too precious. I am too precious a gem to sully myself to try and make you realize what you have lost and messed up. Who are you? You're not worth it. Why would I lay and roll around with somebody I don't even care about just to make you feel something for me that you should have felt in the beginning? How does that work for me? I don't understand the payoff. There is no big payback as far as cheating on a cheater. I don't see it. I don't understand it, and I don't get it. But again, maybe because I'm just different. The best payback, the best revenge is to do better. It's not about sleeping with anybody else and not about, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get revenge. No, the best revenge is to do better. And doing better meaning taking care of you first, making sure you're good. Your mentals, your health, your physical, making sure you're good. And making sure that anything that is not working for you, that means it is working against you. There's no gray area. There's no gray. Either it's for or against. And if this relationship is not working for you, then honey, it is working against you. It is taking too much. The cost is way too high to stay in this relationship. Especially if you're thinking of, getting back, and then it's too high. It's time to cut the losses now and move on. And that doesn't necessarily mean moving on to another relationship right away, because sometimes you need a little bit of time to reset and get yourself, again, focus in on you. But you cheating on him is giving him way too much power. He's not that important. Someone cheats on you, they made themselves the focus. So now it's time to put the focus in on you. So the big payback is to focus in on you and make sure you're better, so that you can get into a healthy relationship and get everything that you want out of it. So you can learn the lessons and come back prepared and better, bigger and better, for the next relationship that you find yourself in. Cheaters never win. And cheating on a cheater, there's no win in that at all. No, there is no big payback in cheating on a cheater. You're only hurting yourself. And with that, we are going to put a button on it.